if you don't want my money.
Money? You mean, if we stayed open later, you'd give us your money?
Sure.
Mr. Squidward, welcome to the night shift.
No, I haven't got a chance to, actually.
It's real good, dude.
God, man. The closest...
It's real good.
I'm gonna catch up on some Netflix movie specials, then review them on my main channel, and then right after that, I'm gonna get into anime, because I have my movie review about The Babysitter coming up, and then after that, I'm gonna watch that new Chris Hemsworth Extraction Netflix movie. Then after that, I'm gonna go straight to whatever movie I didn't watch for the Netflix specials, and then go straight to the anime. Just dive right into it. Full week.
Dude, I'd be down to be your co-pilot on the anime. I'm a bit of a weeb myself.
Dude, Bleach is coming back. I was kind of happy about that.
Yeah, they're finishing up the last arc. That's what they're doing.
That was
never animated.
That was a disappointing thing because I was like, wait, they're kind of continuing off a arc that people were like not really interested in.
Well, what killed Bleach was the Fullbringer shit.
Yeah, dude, he really should have just ended after Aizen. I knew he just wanted money right after they continued. I was like, there's no story to tell here anymore. They beat the big bad. He's over. It's done. What stories are to tell after this? I'm cool with a big Shonen Jump anime ending as long as they're ending it properly.
Right? Like Ichigo gives up his powers to beat Aizen, and you know what? And the big bad's gone. Everything goes back to normal. That's a fine place to end it.
That's literally that'd be one of the best endings I've ever seen in an anime for in a long time, honestly.
For a shonen, sure. It's a shame because Bleach went real downhill after the Soul Society rescue arc.
Now
it went real downhill.
They got Zenkai boosts. They got Zenkai boosts.
Well, yeah, he's trying to be Dragon Ball Z, but no one's Dragon Ball Z besides Dragon Ball Z, let's be honest here.
I mean, you could tell they were getting power-ups when Ichigo first fought Kenpachi, and then after that fight, he was able to fight two captains at once. I was like, well, what? What did this...
I mean, let's be honest, Kenpachi could take on all of the captains, besides maybe the old man.
Yamamoto?
Because the old man is actually busted.
You're right.
I'm so mad that in the last arc, he fucking jobbed to what's his fucking name. I was so mad about that.
Oh, when he lost to Ginjo, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm like, when you look at the old man's power, he's just like, he literally sets everything on fire. Literally everything.
He said, I can suck the water in the atmosphere out of the earth to gain power. Like, what kind of busted shit is that? And people tell me that Bleach characters are planet level. That's literally planet level. To be able to do that, you have to be planet level.
Well, he can destroy all life on Earth, but he can't destroy the planet.
I feel like he could.
The thing is, I don't like planet level, because here's the thing. You might not be able to physically put out the output to destroy a planet, but you might be fast enough to interact with another person who is planet level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, it's all about speed. And if you're fast enough, as long as you could do a single point of damage, like if it's a video game, if you're fast enough and you do a single point of damage, you just win. Because you're just too fast.
Oof, man. Dude.
And that's the thing about Bleach, is the characters were just really fast. They were light speed, so they beat shit. They beat shit in a lot of other anime, like Naruto. They beat Naruto characters as long as Genjutsu is not a thing, because Genjutsu is just hacks. That's the weird thing about Naruto is like their actual power feats aren't that big, but they have hacks. Like they have enormous hacks.
So can I ask you a question? Would Kyoka Soigetsu count as a hacks ability?
Tell me, what's the? Oh, that's Aizen's thing, right?
Yeah, that's that. I'm gonna have what's that thing? I'm gonna have a debate on who's stronger, Aizen versus Madara. And I was thinking to myself,
well, which Madara?
We're going full power. That they have all their strengths.
Oh, Sage of the Sixth Path, Madara.
Aizen.
Ooh.
See, that's the thing though. Aizen, before he gets sealed by Ichigo, when he got the Hogakyu and he can adapt to any situation, he gets excessively stronger as you battle him. And see, that's the thing
he's light speed at that point, right?
So that's the thing, though. It's very hard to debate if Bleach characters are light speed. Like, in your own personal opinion, are Bleach characters light speed?
Like Ichigo?
Like, yeah, like just a good general amount
Ichigo and Aizen are light speed. I'm willing to put, like, Kenpachi on that.
I'd say Yoruichi is.
Yoruichi's probably light speed.
She's sexy.
Thing is,
oh, god damn.
Oh, yeah. Thing is, light speed, they can save... Thing is, every shonen battle manga can say people are light speed. But here's the thing, they react to things visually, which means they have to be fighting, less than light speed. Because if I throw a punch and you're visually reacting to me throwing a punch, then you're going slower than that, because you have to actually wait for the light of me doing something to get to your eyes and then react.
That makes sense, because yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. That's how it works. Shit.
So when people like to scale up, like when Naruto dodges the Madara light attack, like beam attack, that's a laser, right?
Mm-hmm.
People are like, "Oh, he dodged it. Means he's he's greater than light speed." I'm just like, no, he's probably just reacting to the wind-up, to, like, the glow that starts at the start of the attack, and then dodges that. Because, yeah, the attack is light speed, but Madara's not thinking at light speed, you know what I mean? He has to aim it slower than light speed, so he's able to dodge that.
But the thing with Madara is that... people have to understand that with Madara, he is very, I would say, like, I don't like to use the thing where people are cocky so they'll lose, but Madara kind of doesn't assess how strong other people are. Remember how he was, like, basically trying to think that he was still stronger than Naruto and Sasuke before he got that second Rinnegan, and he actually almost just got killed in that instance?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he would do that against Aizen. Like, I feel like Kyokai Soigetsu is stronger than the Rinnegan and his Sharingan, but I think that Madara's a better fighter. Like, being a better fighter would help.
Yeah, here's the thing, that Aizen's able to regenerate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a huge point in his favor as well, as you have to, like, completely disintegrate him. And does Madara have any... Like, Madara could stab him, he could beat the shit... But yeah, unless he disintegrates his entire body... He's just gonna get back up. I think Aizen probably does beat Madara, only because he outlasts him. I think Aizen would get the shit kicked out of him for like 3 hours, and then Madara would start to get tired.
I also think
from
that
Madara would get tired from putting his boot squarely up Aizen's ass.
Oh, God. Because it's weird, though, because he said to Soifon that your abilities won't work on me if I'm stronger than you. Like, his spiritual pressure stronger. So it depends, like, how would you... It's about how you scale who they fight versus, like, how strong they are. So, basically, Aizen didn't even lose a fight all the way up until the end of the first big major point of the show.
Yeah.
That's just, like, all the spotters just followed him. They were like, this guy's too strong. We can't fight this guy.
No, except maybe, oh god, what was his name? The guy who fought Ichigo when he was going full, his hollow half was taking over.
Grimmjow, right?
Yeah, Grimmjow. That guy might have actually been more powerful than Aizen. Because Ichigo pulled out a power that he didn't even use against Aizen because he couldn't control it.
Oh, freaking night! No, not Grimmjow. I'm gonna get trolled in the comment section. Oh my god, Ukiura. Remember? Yeah. I'm sorry, dude. Fuck my life, man.
He might have
his Super Saiyan 3 mode or some shit.
Yeah, that was actually that was Ichigo's, like, the secret boss that's more powerful than the final boss. That was that, because I'm pretty sure that guy could have actually taken Aizen. At least before Aizen took the the MacGuffin crystal. Before he fused with the MacGuffin crystal, I'm pretty sure he beats Aizen.
See, this is the thing is, like, Genjutsu, Aizen's fight, because that's the thing, though, like, Soul Reapers, like, Ruki explained to Ichigo that she's, like, thousands of years old. Like, she appears like she's, like, 15, but she is, like, literally old. Like, old.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing, is that people have told me that Madara is a better fighter, but Aizen is supremely older than Madara. So you'd think that he also gets an experience edge, too, in, like, his sword techniques. But, like, fist-to-fist combat, yeah, Madara's beating the hell out of him. I don't even see.
The thing is, Madara spent his entire life fighting.
No, go ahead.
Like, sorry. Aizen spent a lot of time just, like... Hello?
Guess he cut out.
Can you hear me? Hold up.
The heck? He just dropped. Well, in the meantime, I can just...
Hello?
Oh, yeah, you cut off for a second.
Yeah, it does. It does that sometimes. You know, I'm using my phone because...
Bro, you need to get your McDonald's Wi-Fi figured out. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it just does that sometimes.
It's all good, man.
Fucking Discord.
It's all good, man. Yeah, just continue.
But so Madara has spent his entire life fighting, like, constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Aizen sort of, like, yeah, he's old, but... How many years of that was him just doing paperwork in Soul Society?
Yeah, and most of that was him traveling to Hueco Mundo trying to recruit people for his cause. Like, he wasn't really fighting those guys. It was like, hey, I look at you. You better not try to fight me or I'm gonna beat your ass.
Right. It's tough. Thing is, we have to take into consideration here. All of these guys get curb stomped by Krillin.
That's so
from
sad.
Dragon Ball.
That's so, or maybe Chaozu. That's so sad.
Because you have to remember, Dragon Ball was almost light speed before even Z. In the King Piccolo arc, they were almost light speed because of because you scale it to shit Master Roshi did when he was fighting King Piccolo.
Yeah, they were destroying the moon, early DBZ. It was like, god dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, the only way I could ever see a Naruto character winning is someone like Sasuke with, like, genjutsu abilities to manipulate them. But, like, can the Dragon Ball Z character, if they know they're being manipulated by, like, a genjutsu trick, could they power through that?
I don't know.
Seriously, I've never got that explained to me.
Yeah, the thing is, they don't fight people like that. Other than Guldo. which Krillin and Gohan fucking curb stomped Guldo. Actually, no, Vegeta fucking bailed him out.
Yeah.
You're
right.
He came in and decided to just kill Guldo while he was fighting them because he's like, well, fuck this.
That's the thing, though. I told someone, like, what about Sasuke manipulating, like, Vegeta into a situation where he didn't know he was, like, in a reality, so something like that, and then someone was like, couldn't he just power through his genjutsu? But if that's not how genjutsu works. People, like, to cast a genjutsu, you're doing it in advance so someone doesn't know you're actually in it. Like,
right. Here's the thing. If it's important for the context, like, if Vegeta knows that, like, someone like Sasuke can do that, he's just not gonna fuck around. He's just gonna fucking gallant gun him immediately.
Because I remember because my favorite part of Naruto is when Sasuke fought Itachi after all that build-up, and they had so many, like, genjutsu tricks they were using. Like, Itachi literally planned, like, 3 genjutsu steps ahead of him, and I was like, what the hell? And, like, you didn't even know that.
Right.
Like, but I like that, though, because it tells you that, like, it's the same thing with Kyokan Soigetsu, is he had to tell people he was manipulating them. They were just willingly fighting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and here's the other thing you gotta consider. Say that like we're using Vegeta here. Like, let's use Saiyan Saga Vegeta.
Okay.
If he can feel where his opponents are, because I'm pretty sure spiritual pressure and chakra you could pretty much make them analogous to chi. Yeah. So like he doesn't know how to sense chi until alright. Namek Saga Vegeta, but when he first gets there.
That's even more OP.
So right, because the important thing is he just knows how to sense chi. If he just blindfolds himself, he can actually just fight them and be totally pretty much immune to genjutsu, because almost all genjutsu is based off of sight.
Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm.
He could just, if he just blindfolds himself, you can't genjutsu him, and he can just sense where you are. Because that's how they say most fights in Dragon Ball, like, that's how they're fought, pretty much, as soon as the Namek Saga happens.
Oh, but, dude, I forgot my own topics because the screen right now where I'm in Discord, it's not letting me go back to my main homepage. So what did I put, actually? I know I put top 5 LCS players, but what was that first one I put?
Here, I'll see. How to fix NA solo queue.
Okay, let's go with that. So I never got a chance to talk to you about, like, your own personal solo queue experience. So you've been playing since, like, what? You said season 3, right?
No, season 5.
Okay, so you've been playing for pretty much just as long as I have. Yeah, we started roughly about the same time. So, what was your best solo queue experience, and then what was your worst?
God, my best solo queue experience was like 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
Probably 2 years ago, when I actually had time to grind, because you know how I am. I work 12 hours a day.
Here, yeah.
Like, I played for this long amount of time, but honestly, I probably play around 100 games a season.
Roughly, yeah. Okay, yeah, I get you.
Yeah, but the one year I was actually able to grind, and I grinded to like gold 1 when I was playing support and jungle, was probably my best one, because I got whatever role I wanted every time, and I was able to mage supports were in, like, I was able to play Brand and Nami and Sona and Lulu, and 80 carries were still good. So, like, it felt really good to play that, and I didn't experience too much toxicity. And that was, like I said, around season 8. And it was a good time. And yeah, it was actually fun to play the game. Jungle was fun. This was before the Drakes got nerfed into the ground, or the individual Drakes anyway. Before the new Drake system was in place, pretty much destroying a lot of modern day, or how a lot of junglers play. Like, I love to play Warwick.
Right?
Warwick is like
so fun.
Right, and I was able to level 3 Drakes all the fucking time. I was able to go, if I started topside, I'd go red buff, Gromp, blue buff, take Drake. And it was a lot of fun, because guess what? They never checked it. And, saying, oh, hey, mid lane. Oh, hey, bot lane. Oh, hey, top lane. How about a Ocean Drake at 5 minutes for your troubles?
And then they couldn't duel you either, because Warwick, people don't know about Warwick, is that dueling him early on, it doesn't work, usually, because he has a fear, passive stacks. Once he gets that third attack, he gets to attack faster. Man, dude, Warwick is I love how they reworked him, because I remember the old Warwick. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
What a pathetic champion.
He was an R button. He was an R bot.
The animation.
You power farmed until you hit 6, and then you ganked every time R was up. But new Warwick, like you said, he's a great duelist. There's only like a few champions that actually beat him in the 1-on-1 in the jungle early. It's like Olaf and
I would say Olaf and Jin Zhao. If Jin Zhao is still in the meta, then he could win if you play it right. Lee Sin.
Yeah.
But Lee Sin
not even Lee Sin.
Really? You think so?
No, I've curb stomped so many Lee Sins as Warwick. if you have 3 abilities and he has 3 abilities, yeah, he might get you to half health faster than you get him to half health, but you got healing on your fucking auto attacks.
Ooh, and you have fear too.
And your fear, which is also, you don't use it immediately because it's a mini Alistar ult. Like, you just sit there with your mini Alistar ult up, you heal up, and then you fear them, and then you hold your Q to follow them, because they're going to try to flash away once they realize they're bad. And you just follow them with your Q, and then they can't run away, because you have better movement speed. You activate your W, and yeah, there's no escaping a Warwick unless you're Lee Sin with a ward, or like an Elise or something.
I just remember like when he first got reworked, I was like, I love the way his new ult works. Like, man, dude, I remember running and missing point blank.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it is, but I like it because it forces you to actually be good at it's not a hard skill shot to hit, but it is a powerful one, so I do like that. But the thing is, you can also use it from way further away now because it's based on your speed stat, the distance of it. I've been on the other side of the dragon pit, like behind it, and someone's been like where the scuttle crab thing spawns when you kill the scuttle crab.
Yeah. And
I've been moving so fast, I've ulted from there and hit them from across there because I was just moving so fucking fast because I had like this is before the like his runes were set in stone. You know what I mean? So I was running like Predator, and I had water walking and celerity and all that stuff.
What?
And I pushed a W on them, and you can ult people from a fucking mile away.
Oh my gosh, man! What was that rune we were able to take before they changed the runes? I think it was something that made you extremely fast. Like, so I remember one game I was running like Sonic and killing people. It was a rune we had before they made all those big rune changes, and I was like, God dang, they like those old runes are actually kind of broken though. Now that I like think about it, those older runes that the game had, they were kind of unfair.
Oh, you mean just the runes, just the flat stat runes?
They're all broken, dude. There were certain runes where like if you won a level 3 trade, you weren't losing your lane. I was like, this is broken. Like, they did kind of nerf them. They did kind of nerf them, and then they make them broken again, because that's what Riot does, you know? Like, they make something broken, nerf it, people don't like it, then they make it broken again.
Right. No, they do that all the time.
Remember Fervor? Fervor was...
Oh god,
Deathfire Touch? Deathfire Touch was so broken! Holy crap!
Dude. Man. Oh, and now it's all about really the big runes nowadays. Just like Phase Rush, or not even Phase Rush is niche. Yeah, it's like Conqueror. Conqueror is the big one.
Conqueror, freaking there was the one that was able to switch out summoner spells. I thought that's kind of fun.
Oh, summoner spellbook. Yeah, that's still a thing, ain't it?
I'm pretty sure it is, but that was the one that really got me. I was like, that's fundamentally broken. Some of the spells, there's a reason why those things are, like, have massive cooldowns, and you kind of just now, you can switch them around. I was like, then what was the big one? Spellbook didn't really pop off as most people wanted it to. It was okay. And then
God, what was it? Oh, God, what was it? What was the, God, I'm trying to think. Because they definitely took one out. They took.
Did. Yeah,
Kleptomancy.
Oh my god.
Kleptomancy.
Right?
Oh my god. Dude, I would just run Kleptomancy. I would be a support, and I would just have Klepto on everything. Like, I play Kleptomancy Janna, and people are like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I'm just like, "I'll just watch." It's like, I would just shield myself and walk up and just start auto-attacking them. And I get like three items and a bag of gold. And I'm like, this seems kind of good.
You're like, I'm a leprechaun. I'm a leprechaun.
Yeah, I'm like, but you're using so much mana. Oh, wait, well, look at that mana pot I just got from Kleptomancy.
Klepto. I remember because I used to play Janna. I'm playing so long, I've mained every single role at some point. At some point, I've mained it. And the role that I prefer not to main is either support or jungle. Like, I love jungling, but jungling, you're basically like a doctor taking care of a bunch of sick patients all the time. And then
unless you're like Nunu, you know what I mean? you're an objective control one.
Yeah. And then
I think that's what I love about Warwick, because guess what? He can be anything he wants. He can be an objective control one because you know he can solo basically anything besides Baron, and then he could also be a gank heavy one because he's no longer tied to his R. Because of his kit, he has CC and he has gap closing with his W. So you can gank pre 6 now.
So I never got a chance to ask, what was your worst solo queue experience? Was like someone flaming you? Were you just tilted that day?
Surprise, surprise! I was playing support,
and
I I have a ward up and the jungler shows on it, and then they like back off. I'm like, hey, we need to back off because they're coming around. It was a Zac. I'm just like, hey, we need to leave. I ping him away, and he engages, and I'm backing off because I'm like, this is a terrible idea. And he like gets both of them to half health, but then Zac comes in and basically one shots him, and yeah, he just starts, oh, you're fucking useless. What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. We could have killed them. I'm like, no. Their jungler was here.
Yeah, they're...
And then from then on out, he was just fucking... He's either AFK farming or just engaging when it made no fucking sense. Like, it was especially bad because it was against a Vayne.
Oh, no.
Like,
oh, my God.
Yeah, it was... Yeah, that's the worst. Usually all my bad experiences come down to me playing with a fucking tilted or fucking really bad AD carry.
Yeah.
And, like, I played AD carry for a little bit, like, only in normals.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, the only AD carry I actually got good with was Tristana.
I love Tristana, actually. Tristana's so fun.
Yeah, she is. With her rocket jumps, when people are low, you just go and Goomba stomp them. It's
making those LCS big plays.
Oh yeah, you just go boing, boing, boing.
Oh my God! I think
I always thought that Tristana's jump should be able to go over like Vigar wall. Yeah, Vigar wall.
Yeah,
She should be able to jump over it and not get stunned because her animation's literally going over things, right?
Yeah, that's how it should work. That's what I initially think. Like going over walls, like you think it'd be just like that, but it's like Riot makes their own rules. I remember the one champion that would curve stomp people like back in the day, or no one that's respected it at all, was the old Pantheon before they reworked him.
Oh my God!
Like, dude, I saw people literally give up level 2 after getting solo killed by a Pantheon in my rankings. I was like, yikes. The secret, and I think the most hidden carry of solo queue is Shen, actually. Every single time I've had a Shen on my enemy team, I've lost that game, actually. Shen provides so much because people are so dumb. You just ult, shield them, come with a taunt, and then you win the team fight. Oh, man, dude. It's either...
Well, because... Yeah, people also don't respect his power early game either. His early dueling potential. People didn't respect how much damage he could actually output early.
Jeez, I think my worst solo queue experience was in a ranked game where this is where I got like initially banned for like 2 weeks, and I had to message and be like, hey man, I had a really bad day at work, and this guy legitimately trolled me. I have the footage. Like, he straight up trolled. Like, we went to a raid game, we banned a certain champion, someone took away a champion he claims he mained, he picked Veigar, was literally running it down, and then I was like, hey, can you stop? He was like, well, my jungler's useless. I was like, well, you're literally just dying continuously, and you are building, he built 80 Veigar, like, I mean, it was a horrible situation, and then after that, I was like, no more, I'm just gonna not talk in games. I'll just hit a mute button, or I'll just not say a thing, and it's been better ever since. You know, I've learned a lot. I learned that I don't want to lose my main account. I put literal years into this main account. I am not losing this thing. Not even close. I lose this main account, I'm quitting. That's the only way I'll quit. If I lose this main account, I'm quitting. It's 5 years into this thing.
First of all, have you spent money on champions, and have you unlocked all the champions?
The only champions I haven't unlocked are the ones I don't care for. But yeah, I've spent money on the game. Like, I haven't spent as much recently. The last time I spent money was when I bought the Gangplank FPX skin, actually.
Nice.
Oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. James is here.
What's happening?
And then
what's going on?
And then there was.
I haven't seen anybody say anything about like what time we're doing it today.
It's always the same.
Oh, okay.
You jerk!
We're on a schedule, man.
Yeah, because my girlfriend, she wants to come over and have hot sex with me. I'm just kidding. She ain't coming.
Oh, really?
No, are you nuts?
No, girlfriends? We play League of Legends, man.
Yeah, we don't have girls. They did say a stat where Riot was true. It was 95% of the people who play League are men. So, so you know, that's a majority of guys that play the game. It's just like, oh, we're just talking about our solo queue experiences. Like, I don't know, man. I've had like been playing for 5 years, man. I've had so many ups and downs, but you know, I enjoy playing the game. Like a lot of people think it's like a chore, but I love just queuing up for a solo queue game and just playing. You know, I don't care for ARAM too much. I know that's really big. I like Earth when it comes around. Earth is fun. But other than that, Earth is never my thing. Not Earth, freaking ARAM. ARAM is so like it's just not my thing, you know.
This ARAM, there's certain champions that should just be banned in ARAM. Like, because they're just too fucking powerful. Like, I think Master Yi shouldn't be a thing in ARAM, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
I remember playing ARAM, I'd always like, if I could get Nami, I would always want to get Nami. Because the fact that she can just heal up your entire fucking team, and then her ult is the lane, was fucking degenerate.
I like Jinx in ARAM, because you could just crit
rocket and low. Oh, yeah.
Jinx and Master Yi are just low-key broken in ARAM. You just literally wait there till they're all low, hit a crit rocket, they're all dead. You get like 4 kills at once. Oh my god.
Fucking brand armor with a Rylai's on it. Ooh. There's no escape. There is no escape.
We had a wombo combo back in the day. It was me, Orianna, and someone was Maokai. Maokai, Shockwave. Ooh.
God.
I remember the old Maokai. Remember, like, his ult wasn't the whole tree thing. It was, Maokai used to be, like, good. Now they made him a team fighter, because, you know, it's all about the team game, right, Riot? Oh, my god. James.
What's up?
What about your solo queue experiences? Like your favorite, or your most memorable, worst?
I don't know. I feel like it's pretty much been great until this fucking year.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this year has just been so bad. Like, I haven't been able. My main issue, like I said, I think I said this previously. One of the times we were doing it. It's just fucking. Hold on. Someone just messaged me.
Till I thought to sleep. I'm just kidding. Oh god.
I think it's up to do with the meta, honestly.
Yeah.
I think because AD carries aren't strong, it just affects the entire game in a really bad way. The
issue that I have with the game is that you really can't like play skill anymore. It's literally just fucking whoever has like the better team is what it is. Like no matter what, like is what it seems like.
Unless somebody gets unless somebody gets super fed early.
After playing all these many years, the one meta where I just was so disgusted was that Season 8 meta where that was the initial first wave of hitting 80 carries, like, in a bad way. And then I see, like, I went into a solo queue game, I played Caitlyn, I was like, I'm so useless. They played Cassiopeia Zoe, and I just got ran down. I was like, what is this? They make them this
but the
useless.
thing is like, I don't feel like just the ADC change. Like, I feel like it's just the fact that they like introduced shutdowns and turret plating and all these
plating
things.
really made the game faster. Turret plating, oh my lord!
I feel like all of these things like make the game like so much slower, and also like make the game like have these like stints where I don't know. I feel like there's too much like second chances and like rubber banding in the game right now. It's pretty shit.
Here's the thing, that's a give and take. I actually really like turret plating, because here's what it does. It prevents you from losing your turret all the time really early to shit like Caitlyn and super hard pushing lanes. But it still provides the people who are aggressing your tower super hard, it still gives them gold, it still rewards them. But it prevents you from getting super hard stomps within the first 5 minutes, and it prevents you from getting absolutely curb stomps FF at 15, and I don't know. I really like it because it prevents the game from being over within 15 minutes, but it also accelerates the game. So I haven't played in a fucking 40-minute game in I don't know how long. And I'm really grateful for that, because I fucking hate playing those 60-minute games.
You don't miss those, dude? 60-minute games, one team fight decides it all? You don't miss those?
No.
You don't miss the late game Azir just flashing in, ulting, and then missing. He dies and he blames the whole team. Wow, you guys suck! It's like, dude, it's literally 50-50. It's a coin flip this late in the game. Like, people don't understand, man. If you're that late in the game, it is a literal coin flip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Once both teams are at 6 items, it's all about who gets caught out. Who gets caught.
Dude,
and
it's usually me. When I usually say don't get caught out, it's usually me. That's my curse. I just not talk when I say that.
Right.
But, James, do you want to talk about anything before we go to our top 5 LCS players of all time?
Well, to be honest, I was just like checking when we were gonna like do it because I was gonna go get food real quick and then come back. But I don't know what order we're gonna do everything.
You don't have to do an order. I mean, I have an order. Ravioli has an order, but you can just talk about the ones that, you know, are the most impactful to the scene. So, the one thing I want to count before we do it is, are we doing international success? I don't feel like that should matter in terms of the LCS.
Yes, it should, but to a certain extent.
Is LCS...
Are you blaming this on the one that fucking League Unlocked just did?
That was literally a troll list half the time. Good lord, man.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the top 5 is pretty solidly like established all time.
I would still put Afmu over Jensen. That's what I still would have did. But other than that, the list was fine. The list was fine. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I realized that I never did that. So I was like, oh, it's another idea to talk about. It's the off season.
I think they gave Afmu like
honorable
6.
mention. Yeah, you're right.
Because he was like honorable mention. Yeah.
Yeah, I have for my list. I have a top 5 that I have honorable mentions in no particular order.
All right, so you
5
can
of them,
start if you
and then
want.
I have 5 picks for the future that absolutely have the potential to be on that list.
No doubt in my mind, Licorice is not going to be in my list. That guy is just mechanically insane.
Give him 3 years, and he'll probably be in the top 5.
Now, what if
he's actually...
You have a hot take? Well, he's going to be better than Double Lift. All the commenters, Double's my favorite player, bro.
No, alright, so do you want me to just put out my list
go ahead,
now all at once?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. Number 5 is Jensen. I feel like his play over the years speaks for itself, at least domestically and internationally on his Cloud9 teams. Other than like the games against like Fnatic when they made their semifinal run, where he just checked out. He really stepped up to the plate, and you know, he had a lot of success internationally. Number 4, Xmithy. That dude is just the glue on every single team he's ever been on. That just makes his team work. For God's sakes, he almost solo carried, like this past split, he almost solo carried fucking Immortals to a playoff spot, despite the fact that team had no business winning more than 5 games.
They shouldn't have won the first one game. God.
Yeah. Number 3 is Bjergsen. I mean...
Whoa,
he's the
that's
Bjerg King.
That's actually decently low for Bjergsen on your list.
Yeah, it's because of the number 2 spot, which is going to be controversial because I do put international success into consideration. And Bjergsen has, he has the domestic dominance. He was probably the best or the second best player in the league for probably a solid 4 years, until probably about 2 years ago. And yeah, if you were League of Legends fans from like season 4 to season 8, Bjergsen was the guy in the league. He was NA League of Legends. Like, he was the poster child. And you can't really take that away from him. However, his international success, he doesn't really have any. Not many people in the league do, but my number 2 spot absolutely does, and I'm just going to get to it. Number 2, Sneaky.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Sneaky is a lot, man.
Sneaky, if you look at his winning percentage, he has a higher lifetime winning percentage than Double Lift.
That's insane.
His stats lifetime are also insane. He has the most success of any player in North America at Worlds, bar none. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Most times he would go to Worlds, he'd make it out of groups, and he'd step up. The semifinal run, he went 1-1 essentially against Uzi in lane. One game he got stomps, and one game he stomped him. And I say that's fucking impressive. That you managed to go 1-1 in lane against Uzi. And like I said, every time Cloud9 asked him to do anything, whether or not when it was Ash Zyra, the CC bottom lane comp, he did that and was excellent at it. When Cloud9 wanted him to be the carry, they wanted him to be the guy, he did that and was probably the best or second best AD carry in those years, probably seasons like 4 or 5, 6. He was probably one of the best players in the league. And then even in the recent years, when people say he was having down years, he was still doing what Cloud9 asked him to do, which was be a weak side AD carry, and he filled that role very well. Obviously, he doesn't have all of the. He only has 2 titles, which is the only reason probably the only reason I'm putting him below the next guy, who we all know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Sneaky's career, if you look at his career as a whole, goddamn, this guy was just incredible. And number 1 is Double Lift. I mean, let's be honest. If you don't have Double Lift as the greatest NA player of all time, you're just wrong.
I still remember, dude, that trophy case meme, and now he has all of them.
Dude, yeah, he has what, 7?
Yeah,
7 titles.
crazy,
yeah, he has 7.
Man.
He has 7 fucking titles, dude. He's insane, and like he just crushes his opponent every time, except when it was Sneaky. Double Lift himself said the only player that ever challenged him, the only AD carry that ever challenged him was Sneaky. And it's true. If you look at the stats from like season 3 to season 8, Sneaky was the only guy in the league who was consistently going even with him. But yeah, Double Lift, he's the solo carry.
Okay.
He's the team leader. He is the guy you build your franchise around, and he doesn't have the international success. He does have the semifinals at MSI, which is impressive. But other than that, he doesn't have anything, and you can't even say he didn't have good teams. In fact, you can't even say he didn't have better teams than the number 2 guy, Sneaky.
The only time he's had a worse team was the CLG roster when he first won on. Even that is like stretching it hard.
Right. Of course, he was the big reason why those teams were better.
Yeah.
But like when he was on TSM, you had him and Bjergsen when Bjergsen was in his prime. Like, that's insane, dude.
Dude,
that was so insane.
Dude, I remember that season, man. People need to understand. Like, I love this Cloud9 roster, and I think they were dominant too. But that TSM roster, man, they didn't lose anything. They barely lost games. I
think that
like crazy
it would be close. This Cloud9 roster that we have right now, I think would beat them, because I think over time the league has gotten better and better every year. And like the players individually are just getting better. So I believe this Cloud9 team would be better than that TSM team, but it wouldn't be by that much.
Yeah, that's people. Dude, I remember like their biggest competition was Immortals at Cloud9, and then they went 2-1 with Cloud. They beat Cloud9 and Immortals 2-1 for the first time, was close, and then the second time around it wasn't close. They just beat them 2-0. Like they had already just improved on all their issues. Oh, James, your mic is a little staticky.
Oh, I just rubbed it.
I can't. What do you think of my list? So, do you want me to?
Yeah, just go over it one more time.
All right. All right. So 5-1. Jensen, Xmithy, Bjergsen, Sneaky, Double Lift.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. Jensen.
What do you think?
Jensen, Bjergsen.
No, it's Jensen, Xmithy, Bjergsen, Sneaky, Double Lift.
That's a good list, actually. That's fine.
Honorable mentions, in no particular order. Impact, because he was the quintessential top laner in the league for so many years. Meteos, for a long time, he was the best or the second best jungler in the league, and he has a very long and tenured history. I wouldn't put him in the top 5, but I would definitely give him a call out. Afromu, say he was easily the best support of all time in North America. I mean, he's fallen off hard the last 2 years. It's kind of tarnished his legacy. But if he retired 2 years ago, I think I might put him in the top 5. Core JJ, he hasn't played in NA long enough. That's why I wouldn't put him in the top 5.
But I mean, talk about making an impact right when you come in.
Right. I mean, playing with double lift helps, but he is really, really not only mechanically good, but he has really good game sense and a really good a sense of what he has to do to win. And the last honorable mention is High. I believe if High's lung never collapsed, we have a different history of this league. Because once High's lung collapsed, everything changed. That was the death of the original Cloud9. Ooh. And High was just on a different level of shot calling and just team leadership than everyone else. And I don't think we've actually seen another player like High was in his first 3 splits with Cloud9. I don't think we've ever seen another player like him to the level where he was really good mechanically, at least for the standards back in the day. But that wasn't what it was. It was all about his game knowledge and his shot calling. And I don't think we've seen another player like that. And but I can't put him in the top 5 because what happened. And after that lung collapse, he was just never the same.
Okay, so James, did you have people you want to throw out there, or are you still waiting?
Oh, I mean, in regards to my list, I pretty much just stand by the one that League Unlocked put out.
Right, mine's the same, except I have a couple people swapped around.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, I could add Jensen. I mean, not Jensen. Core JJ, of course, but for the same reasons he said, he's not really a NA player. He hasn't really played here for that long. But outside of him, I feel like the honorable mentions are pretty much the same that I would use.
Okay, Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Did you have High down before that, or do you disagree with it after what I said?
Yeah, I mean, you're required to keep him in the list in some type of way because he was just a pioneer of NA league.
Basically, an NA Doinby will lose lane, win the game. Gosh.
Except he didn't even lose lane.
Yeah, he didn't lose lane. People kind of overrate that. He only really lost lane to Bjergsen. That's like saying I'm gonna lose lane to Faker. Well, yeah, I'm gonna lose lane to Faker. Are you your mind? But I probably maybe would beat LS in lane. Maybe, So my honorable mentions are Pobelter. Pobelter, I think, has been one of the best NA mids. He's not only won 3 titles, he's also shown that NA mids can have success, and when they put their minds to it, you don't always have to be the carry, but it depends on, obviously, which roster he's been on. He's been a stable part of every roster. He's carried some games when it mattered, and obviously been a stable rock when it mattered. I consider Pobelter the sneaky of mid lane. You need him to play weak side. He'll play weak side. If you want to put him on carries, you put him on carries. This is going to be controversial. Jensen is in my honorable mentions only because I would like to see a little bit more. Because when you're factoring in success and titles, it's kind of a balance of both. But I think that Jensen gets to be here because Jensen, when he came into the league, you're talking about him being better than Bjergsen. I think that's in it of itself a really good feat, where people always said that Jensen was better, or it was always vice versa. Bjergsen was better, but he's better for his team. I think that Jensen has been a great player since he's came in. Meteos is another honorable mention. Meteos has been just one of the best NA junglers. He's still obviously doing really well. He even got to a finals after in 2018 when a lot of people thought he was just done. After the whole Cloud9 thing happened in 2016. High, obviously, he's been the pioneer of League of Legends, as you guys said. He's obviously made the scene a lot better. He almost established that shot caller role that Xpeke took on an Origin at some point. He's just been a great player overall to really set up how LCS looks at people who can make in-game shot calling. Alphamu is the last honorable mention. He pretty much was the NA Mad Life for a very long time. You talking about Alphamu as like the best support in North America, pretty much all the way up until 2019, actually. So I think that
can become a thing.
And then he won 2 titles. He had international success. Finally, I think his career overall has been pretty good. I mean, he literally made NA supports look way better. The whole meme of, man, support is too easy. God. Good lord. Yeah. And my top 5 starts as Impact, actually. I think Impact was one of the most valuable players overall for the LCS ever since he came in. I mean, he wasn't always lane dominant, but everything he provided was what you obviously wanted in a top laner. He laned really good. There was during some years, he would just solo kill everybody. He was all at TPing really well. He played weak side when you were able to lane swap really well. I mean, Impact has been the most stable top laner overall. He's got 4 titles to his name. He has international success. He's won Worlds. I think he deserves it for the best top laner that we've ever seen here. Also, guys,
let's be fair. He didn't win that title in North America.
No. But sorry, guys. North America doesn't have North American players really. It's like we're the LCS. We import people, so do keep that in mind. But this next guy's not important. It's Xmithie. Xmithie has been the most, you could say, overrated or underrated jungler, and still the best jungler. Like, he's all 3. He could be overrated, underrated, best. But he has got, 6 titles, right? He has more than Bjergsen. He has more than Bjergsen, doesn't he? Or just about the same?
Yeah, he has 4 with Team Liquid.
And then one CLG.
And one with, was he on that Immortals team?
Yeah, but they didn't win.
No, you're right. So where did he get the other one?
I'm pretty sure he has 5, right?
No, I think he has 6.
I'm pretty sure he has 6 too. No, you're right. Huh? I think I'm forgetting one, but it's okay. Xmithie has been one of the best junglers here. He pretty much showed that you don't have to be mechanically good in order to have success, and I think that him playing around all his lanes, always knowing when certain creatures spawn, knowing what the laners need, is a direct balance of everything a jungler should be. He's basically the perfect amount of what a great jungler should be, and I think that shows a lot for how a player should actually be. And you even saw Doublelift. He was like, man, I really wanted to play with Xmithie this split, and I did not want to get rid of him. So after that, that's my number 4 pick. Sneaky is my number 3. This guy made Worlds ever since 2013. That's 5 years in a row. He has the most Worlds appearances. He has international success, other than the other 2 in my top 2. He also was one of the best ADCs in the league all the way up, you're talking until 2019, respectively. And even that is a stretch because in 2019 spring, I think he played pretty well. He's the only North American player to AD carry to have made semifinals of Worlds as of right now. He has the most CS, obviously, in some games of Worlds. He has been in some of the most greatest games we factored in for League. He's been overall like the Xmithie for 80 carries, and he deserves it, obviously, to be in number 3. The only thing that beats him is Bjergsen. Bjergsen, obviously, was the NA faker for so long. Him coming over from what was it, Lemon Dogs, or is it NIP? One of those teams.
Copenhagen Wolves.
Yeah, oh my god, dude, Copenhagen Wolves, holy crap. Bjergsen,
which is also things that people don't. It's just a fun fact.
Yeah.
A lot of things that people don't know is that Sven Skiren and Bjergsen played on the same team before they even got to TSM.
Did you know that Sven Skiren played with Forgiven and then wanted to blow his brains out? I'm just kidding.
That's funny.
Bjergsen has been the NA faker for so long. Yeah, Ravioli said it right. You literally only looked at Bjergsen and Jensen, and then Pobelter was like a B tier mid laner overall. Bjergsen literally pioneered pretty much how TSM functions. And then you have Doublelift, my number 1, obviously the best NA player we have so far. I think that he'll win 10 trophies. I think in a few more years, like let's say he has a few slump years moving forward, I think he could win a few more trophies if he actually put his mind towards it. He's literally won every single split since summer of 2015, except the one where he took that break in 2017 spring. Like, just count that. He's won literally every single split since a good majority of us have started. That's insane. We're talking like 5 years worth of history. So, my top 5 goes as follows: Impact, Xminty, Sneaky, Bjergsen, and Doublelift. The honorable mentions are Aframu, High, Meteos, Jensen, and Pobelter. I just couldn't leave my boy Pobelter out. He's done so much, and it's gotten so little credit over the years from everyone.
Right. It's a crime.
Now, we should never do worse. We should do worse LCS players. Oh my god, we'll be famous if we do that.
I don't know. Thing is, the worst players, you don't even remember them because they play like 3 games and then they stop.
Yeah, they're players that basically like permanent stain.
Number 1 is Keith. Number 1, Keith. Number 2 is Big. I'm just kidding, guys. Oh my god, number 3, JJ, Wild Turtle. Oh my god.
Froggin.
Whoa! Don't tell it to Thorin. Don't say it to Thorin. Don't this guy. Oh my goodness! Why would you think that?
When has he ever won anything?
And you throw him that, and then he just shuts up. My man Thorin hasn't won anything since 2014 summer with Alliance, and Thorin, he's so underrated. I mean, yeah, we know he's mechanically good, but so is freaking. You know who else is mechanically good? Yagao on the LGD. He just now won a split. That took literal years. So, you know. But yeah, those are my top 5 guys. Obviously, I'm factoring in international success because the thing is, to be the best, you have to be successful at international events. But to be fair, you can counterbalance that with the LCS and say, in its own way, that is successful. And Doublelift, to his credit, the MSI Finals, that's international success. That is literal international success. Bjergsen, for people who don't remember, they won IEM, the championship in 2015. And then you also have, they won Rift Rivals. Obviously, so that's international success. That is literally international success. Sneaky has the most international success, but less titles, so that also throws him down a little bit. But Sneaky got 4-time Gauntlet winner. 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. Oh my god. Holy crap. And then you also have his cosplays, which are the best in the LCS. We can't deny that. He looks just so sexy. I would like, good lord. Xminty, I mean, I don't see how you could have anybody else over him on here. And then Impact, Impact is kind of controversial. I'd say if some people want to debate on that. I just think that Impact has been one of the best top laners here. Like, we're not really talking about, like, who's best now? Licorice, Someday, Broken Blade? I mean, but before Licorice came in, like, Ravioli remembers, when C9 dropped Impact, a lot of people were scared because he provided so much stuff.
Yeah, I was scared. I'm like, oh man, we lost Impact. I'm like, man, who's gonna be that guy in the top lane? Who's gonna be that rock? I knew we had the carries, but I'm like, man, who's gonna absorb all that pressure? But we got Licorice, and you know, Licorice has been either the best or the second best top laner for the last 3 years, and you know, that's actually leading. Oh, hold on, I'll wait to do this list until
one day One day we'll have to do top 10. Top 10 is going to be a little bit more broad. I think a lot of people make the case for top 10, but the one guy I was so sad that didn't get a title because he played so well back like a few years ago with Smoothie. I felt so bad for him because he played so well.
Yeah, he got booted. Unfortunately, he got demoted for Zeyzal.
Oof.
Zeyzal was pretty good for the first couple years, but you know, he wasn't exactly setting the world on fire to be when Alistar was in meta. He looked way better than he actually is. I think
Biofrost. I would say Biofrost could be an honorable mention too.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing top 10.
Oh no.
This leads.
Oh no.
Hold on. I'll wait to bring this up until James puts his 5 out.
Yeah.
James, what's your top 5?
My top 5 what?
LCS players.
Players of all time. LCS players of all time.
I already said it's the same people that the.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you had
Sneaky at 5. Then
it was Jensen. Then right?
Jensen,
I
Smithy.
think they're interchangeable, but yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because the thing with Jensen is that, like, I think Jensen should be lower than Sneaky. If you're talking about, like, international success and regional success, they both have 2 titles, so those cancel each other out, and then Sneaky has more international success.
Yeah.
I think that puts him over.
I think that you can move all of those. I just personally felt like the top 2 were clear in my eyes, with the other ones were kind of like interchangeable.
I don't know. Like I said, I truly believe Sneaky's the second best player in the NL, in North America of all time. Because, like I said, even when he was when he was in his prime, he was the carry on C9, and he was only really playing second fiddle to double lift. He has always been underrated, in my opinion.
Right?
Like, he's never been given his due.
Sneaky,
because
come back.
Because it's always been about mid laners in North America. It's always like the mid laners get the top billing, and then unless you're double lift, if you're an 80 carry, you're sort of seen as the secondary guy.
Or we could do
so your team
top 5 underrated players in the LCS ever. That'd be pretty cool, though.
Sneaky's number 1.
Dang.
But if we do top 10, if we're doing top 10 lists, I actually have a top 5 futures list. So the top 5 guys I feel like are going to be on the top 5 list, given some time. And my number 1 on that list is going to be Licorice.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was my mind.
Licorice. If we go to top 5 NA players of all time, I think Licorice already cracks that list. To be honest, because his international success. I mean, he went to the semifinals.
Yeah, his first year.
He played with the best. You remember that Ornn game against a Freak of Freaks, and he solo carried that game on Ornn.
This before he was like, yeah,
he was the rookie of the split. Then he came in, and he still had a great second split after that. And then, like I said, at Worlds, he was so incredible until he met. They played one game. Did they play one game versus? No. He was talking about scrims where he's playing the Shy in scrims.
Oh my lord!
And when he was playing against Fnatic, he got super hard cheese stomped by the Victor top, which became a huge problem in that meta. But other than that, he played toe to toe with the world's best. And he's been the best top laner in the league, in my opinion, since he's come into the league. So I say give him a couple more years, and he's going to be a top 5 player. I think his best years. Yeah, no, he's on this list. Vulcan is also on the futures list. Blabber is on there.
Oh my god! Call Cloud9 guys.
Well, there's 2 more that aren't. Broken Blade. Broken Blade reminds me a lot of Licorice, honestly. Except he's more relied on as the solo carry on TSM right now, but he does it. He carries from the top lane. He's really, really good, and I feel in the next 3 years he's gonna cement himself as, probably the second best top laner, because I think Licorice is just he's him, but just a bit better.
Bro, if I ever go to the LCS and there's a Hall of Fame and I see all those people, oh my god, that's gonna be like, oh my lord. Oof, man.
Now the 5th spot was hard. I wasn't quite sure who to give it to. Was it supposed to be Johnson? But I ended up ultimately deciding on Closer. Closer looks really good.
Yeah.
Closer looks really good. And I feel like you give him time to get players around him and to develop, and I think he's going to be, in the conversation with the best junglers in North America, right up there with Blabber, because Blabber is insane, dude. Like, he's so insane. Like, his mechanics are fucking godlike.
I wonder, how if this Cloud9 roster stays together, I wonder if they could actually win more titles in a row than TL could. Imagine.
It's hard to say.
Imagine not winning for 6 years and then winning 5 in a row. That's like holy crap.
It's gonna be even numbers. So I think if they either they're gonna win 2, 4, or 6 in a row. I don't think
6 in
they're
a row. Holy moly!
like. I think it's until they split up because the players are so young.
Mm-hmm.
And they're so good, and the way they practice and the way they work as a team is just on a different level. Like they aren't like a skill check team. Like that was my biggest criticism of the TL team, the TL dynasty we just had, where I felt like they were a skill check team. Like, are you better? Are your players individually worse than this TL team? They are worse. All right, you just lose. But are they better? All right, this TL team has no chance of beating you now.
Fastest international stomp was by G2. Holy crap!
like they beat Invictus Gaming. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing, Invictus Gaming wasn't really taking that too seriously. And we obviously saw when Worlds came around that they were they were absolutely on a different level.
They're like, I'm getting my revenge. I'm on a revenge.
Well, yeah. I never saw that TL team like play up to their competition, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They never played against a team that was better than them in such a way that they could beat them when their mechanics fell short.
I straight up saw oh god, dude, watching Battleline take his jungler into an Orianna shockwave. Oh my god, what wild tilt!
Oh my god,
how tilted did you have to be to do that?
Right.
Oh my god, we're losing to NA players. All right, fuck it, let's play just like them then.
But yeah, my futures pick.
My future
list is futures picks are Licorice, Blabber, Vulcan, Broken Blade, Closer.
I just ordered my C9 New Jersey coming in. Should be in here by I think next week or so.
Is it a name jersey or just a blank jersey?
No, I never get the name one. I'm just gonna get the black one this time around because I already have a blue one. I already have a white one. I just want a black one at this point.
I think I'm probably gonna get a name one. I'm definitely getting a Licorice jersey because he's the new Sneaky in my opinion, franchise player. Like that's the guy they're not giving up. That's the guy who's not moving from this team.
Let me see if I have it. I have this one. This one they had for their CS:GO roster, but I never got a chance to actually wear it because I didn't want to damage it. No, that's the G2 one. Oh my god. Fuck.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Wrong team. The problem with having two teams is that like the jerseys get like convoluted. This is the one they have for their CS:GO roster that they don't sell anymore on their website. I want to wear this to the LCS at one point. This looks really good, but I don't like white clothing though. Like I'm bad with white clothing.
Yeah, it also gets dirt on it.
That's why I don't wear it. I mean, I can't wear this ever. It looks so good though.
Like I think I've washed my Cloud9 jersey once because the thing is I only wear it during games and then I take it up, fold it, and put it in my my dress every time, and I don't like eat when I'm wearing it, so I don't get any like food stains or anything.
I remember that other jersey we had like in 2017. That one was like I think that was the first jersey I bought by. I was like, nah, I've loved this team forever. I'm gonna get this jersey. Then that jersey gets taken out.
The black and blue one?
The black and blue one. Yeah.
Where the logo like encapsulates the entire jersey.
Yeah, I still have it. It's right there. Good lord, I think.
Yeah, that's the jersey. That's the jersey I have, dude. It's so fresh.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, James, what do you
like 2 years ago?
Yeah,
that's probably like the best one.
Like 2 seasons ago.
That's cool.
Yeah, James. So, who do you think will be what players do you think might crack the top 5? Say we do this again in 5 years. Who do you think? What players do you think now might be on that list in the future?
Well, it depends if we keep players. That's the other thing. Mm-hmm. We might send players away or like trade them off to other teams. That's the other thing.
Well, in other regions?
I feel like or players from other regions will come here and replace them. I mean, hopefully not, but
I mean, that's all speculation. I'm just saying, like, players who are at NA right now, if they keep playing at the level they're playing at for the next 5 years, who do you think would be up there?
I definitely think that the ones that you mentioned do have a chance to improve and like become more of like household names. It just depends on, like I said, if we get other players in or not, because we may end up getting players in that either are better or shake up the mix and like retract from like the position they have currently. But we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. There's also like, we never know if NA fixes the way they fucking bring up rookies. There might be people in this region who haven't even gotten a chance yet.
Like Matt.
Right. Right, like imagine, I brought this up on a podcast weeks ago, and I got hard disagreed on by certain people that I won't name names, but I brought it up, like, if the rest of all the other orgs had scouting departments like Cloud9 does, I believe that we would be a lot closer to EU in terms of player quality.
I agree too. But they just don't do it. They just like buying players that don't even match, like putting Ryoma and Meteos together, like freaking, just things like that always rub people the wrong way. Like putting Apollo and freaking Ica and Smithy together. It's like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Right, like I guarantee you there's guys like Licorice in North America, they just aren't given their chances. But
I agree.
Like imagine if instead of the NA top lane scene being just like it right now, it's just Licorice, Broken Blade, and Someday. Imagine if we had 2 to 3 more guys at the skill level like of Licorice and those other guys. Imagine if we had 3 more Broken Blades.
We had Darshan for a while too, and then he just completely became a whatever he became.
Dar shit.
Are you so mean? Ravioli.
Zion Spartan.
Whatever his teacher called him. Good lord. He was actually he was so good at
I'm
this
about
point.
to dip because I need to get food, guys.
All good, bro.
I'll come back if I have time.
Okay.
Or if it's still going on.
We can always do one tomorrow too. I mean, I'm literally gonna be here tomorrow. If you guys want to do one tomorrow, it's up to you. But if not, unless you're busy, that's all up to you.
Yeah, just let me know. I'm just trying to get. It's like 10:50, and I just.
And then there was 2.
Woo. All right, so what organizations do you think are? Never mind. Dignitas is the biggest offender of what we were just talking.
And I'm just trying to get to the restaurant before it closes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good, man. You're good.
All right, I'll catch you guys later.
All right,
gotcha.
Peace.
Yeah, like imagine if Dignitas actually put work into their fucking scouting department so that they could actually bring up younger players. Like they got Johnson, who's looking like he might be pretty damn good, but unfortunately, he was buried under a roster of fucking past their prime has-beens.
Yeah, freaking hey. Which roster could have it? Because I think since Cloud9 and FlyQuest have really good ties with each other, I think that FlyQuest could eventually get to that point. CLG, no, they don't know what they don't know what they want to do now. Who else is there? 100 Thieves are taking baby steps toward that because I can see what they're doing. 100 Thieves and FlyQuest, I'll say.
Yeah, Ryoma looks like he's actually improving. I'm gonna say it. He wasn't very good. He wasn't that great, but Ryoma absolutely was improving over the course of the season. He was able to go toe to toe with Bjergsen in mid lane by the end of the playoffs. He really stepped up. I don't know. That's kind of a knock at Bjergsen at the same time, but there is something to say for going even with the Burger King.
I think. What about TL though? Like, could TL like at some point when they don't want to pay all the money for like a bunch of all-stars, do you think they run a roster of like new guys? Because I don't think so. Because Steve has already said if you do that, you're probably getting 9th place.
thing is, you have to be willing to do that. Look at all the professional sports. They absolutely have rebuilding years where they get young players and try to train them up.
Yeah.
And until teams are willing to lose for a split or two, we're just going to have this problem where we're just recycling the same guys, bouncing around the league, and bring our overall level down, and not increasing our region strength little by little every year. That's that's happening in EU. That's why EU is better than Korea now. Well, not only that, but Korea also is just stuck in their old ways. They're still playing the game like it's Season 5, when Season 10 and Season 5 are nowhere close
You don't think a
to
snail?
the same...
You don't think a snail could beat a turtle in a race?
No.
That's kind of how they play, man. They play like a freaking turtle, man. They move like...
Yeah.
Oof, gosh.
They handshake. Man, I'm surprised the coronavirus isn't as widespread in Korea as it could have been, because goddamn, they handshake basically everybody in Korea.
What else was it? Because yeah, you're right. Because Samsung Galaxy, they had rookies and they built them up. They lost for a couple split. They lost for a split or two, and then eventually it all worked together. It's like you got to be willing to accept that if you're building up new players, you're gonna have hardships. So I don't get why the new players don't get that same treatment. Like, but the ex player who's been he's gone now, guys. Whoa, I am by myself. But what I want to say was that I don't get why that a lot of people don't give the new players like treatment like that the older players get. You know, like the older players. Oh yeah, you're back.
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying that the older players get like such special treatment. Like if they suck for a split or two, people keep them. But a new player, man, God forbid they suck for a split, you're gone. It's like, dude, like give them a chance. You know,
right?
We're not giving people chances. It's like, nope, you didn't play like Faker in your first game. Well, you're out of here. Like, what? That's so unfair. Like,
right, and we're giving guys like fucking Froggen so many chances to be average year in and year out. It's like, dude, take a chance. Bring up a guy who's he's a solo queue star. Like, there are tons of young guys in NA solo queue. Let's bring them up. Let's go to scouting grounds. Let's get a better development system in place.
Yeah, dude. I just because that's what Steve said this a while ago, and I don't like agree with a lot of what they say sometimes, because I have to form my own opinion on certain things. But what he did say was true, is that if you're constantly recycling talent, then you're not really gaining anything. But if you're constantly bringing in new players like EU or other regions, is that you're challenging the older players to stay on their toes, and they can't get complacent or they'll get kicked.
Yeah,
which makes perfect sense. If you like people like Apollo, I've gotten teams for years, and his highest achievement ever was upsetting TSM in a quarter-final match and getting destroyed by Echo Fox in a third-place match and having a close game against 100 Thieves. Like, what? My man has literally had like 2 third-place matches that are like the highest point of his career, and an upset against TSM. Like, okay, like, what else? I just don't get how we keep recycling the same people who have literally showed you this is exactly who this person is.
Like Golden Glue. Like, Golden Glue is a average to slightly above average mid laner. That's not to say that he can't have a spot on a roster that, is near the bottom of the league, or he'd be the perfect guy. Like, say you got a rookie in the top lane and you got a rookie AD carry and support. Golden Glue would be the perfect guy to sign for cheap to just be a veteran presence on the team to help the rest of your team grow. There is a place for guys like that. But he shouldn't be like the focal point of your fucking team. Like Golden Guardians, who were they counting on to be their primary carry?
I was gonna say they're counting on the fact that the LCS may have been so bad that they could have made this work. It could have been a split where maybe they thought, it's just me just, thinking, maybe they thought, since the LCS was gonna be this bad, they could build a roster like this, have that little underdog story where they make it to the finals, but it's like, no, like, just because the LCS is bad doesn't mean these players are not bad in it of themselves. Like, you can be bad, but if you're their level of bad, it doesn't matter. You're still gonna be losing a good majority of your games.
Right. No, absolutely. And it's like, oh, they're probably NA being bad, except we knew that, well, we thought the TL should have been,
First place.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Cloud9 was, they're Cloud9. They're always good. Even if you didn't agree with the moves they made, you would have to assume, like, they're going to be all right. They'll be up there contending. And it's like, run out this roster, and I'm just fucking confused about what you were trying to do. Like, you could have signed people like Kabe. You could have signed people like, well, they got Hanser, but why didn't you guys fucking? No, they didn't have Johnson. No, I'm sorry, I'm confused. Why didn't you guys sign get a good 80 carry, and then maybe, I know I said Closer was really good, but if you're really serious, why didn't you guys go out and try to get Xsmithy? Why didn't you, like?
It
just seems like
they just don't understand. Like, people have to put roster. It's like, how would you put a roster together if you were in charge?
What team? What team am I? Am I the GM to?
So just whatever team you want. It would just like, how would you put a roster together? So like, what would be your focal point? Having carry mid laners, like having a good team all around.
Yeah, mid jungle synergy. If I would try to go to scouting grounds or the draft, and I would try to I would get a really good scouting department, and I'm like, all right, I'm looking for 2 NA rookies who show a lot of promise in mid and jungle. So they have Closer, but you go out and you take a chance and you go into solo queue and you dig up somebody who you think, man, this guy could be the next Jensen. He could be the next Bjergsen. Hell, he could be a high or high/Niski type who likes to roam. You just get somebody who's good. You just you spin the wheel on rookies until you find your franchise jungler and mid laner, and then you plug the hole in top lane. Well, with Hanser's actually a perfect example. Like, I'd get a veteran in the top lane who can play weak side, and then I try to find I try to get either my support or my 80 carry, not both of them, but one of them, to be a rookie which says there's a lot of promise, and then the other one I would sign a veteran who can help them improve. So, like, say I was able to get Johnson as Golden Guardians, then I would probably try to get Aframu, because he's a veteran, and he would probably teach that 80 carry a lot about how the game is played. That's what I would do. I would try to get 3 rookies and then 2 veterans, preferably in the top lane, the veteran in the top lane, and then a veteran in one of the spots in the bot lane. And I would accept that I'm going to lose for a split or 2, and then the players should start clicking. Because, listen, I'm not going to have the money to go out and sign all these players like Team Liquid. And if you really look at it, that's how Cloud9 did it. Like, yeah, they had Impact for a while, and then for a while they had Sneaky. And then you saw they had Jensen. Well, they signed Jensen in the mid lane, but their jungle and their support was just a revolving door of prospects. And then they had a prospect in the top lane who finally turned into Licorice. And they got a homegrown North American superstar top laner. And then Now we have a homegrown superstar jungler, and that is a huge advantage over everyone else in the league, especially Team Liquid. Because what player did Team Liquid develop?
Good gosh,
None of them.
In their past, I would just say the best player is Dardoch they'd ever develop, and even that kind of is a stretch, because then later on, he had his ups and downs. That's the only player I could say. I will dominate, maybe. I mean, that's in between two. They didn't develop Quas. Quas later, he was like, fuck this shit, I'm getting out. Piglet was like,
right,
alright, whatever that was. And then
Piglet's an import.
Yeah, and then you have Matt, and well, freak, I don't go over that one. X-Special was watched. It's been only pretty much like Dardoch they ever really developed, if you want to put it in quotations.
Yeah. And then all of the players that have been developed in the league has come from Cloud9. Cloud9 is just the developmental team in the fucking league. Like Zazel, he's on a different team. As a pretty good support. Not the best, but pretty good. It was oh god, what's his name? He was the jungler. He was the jungler before Svenskeren.
Free contracts?
Contracts should have been a really good player, but he got ruined, in my opinion. He got completely ruined by Golden Guardians.
They gave this man
Jensen. He was an EU player, but he came over pretty raw. Like he was basically raw talent. But Cloud9 developed him into the player he is now. And there's Kumo. Kumo's turned into a pretty. He's not exactly a great top laner, but he's perfectly serviceable right now.
Yeah. Let's go to Black Sulfur. Let's see. My ideal goal would be to have rookies in prosperous aspects. Like, I wouldn't really care what the community said, because a lot of the community, like, outside of, like, the group that we have that are pretty sensible, outside of that, and a few people that I know, a lot of people have really fucking bad ideas, dude. I'm not even being completely...
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people's ideas are some of the worst I've ever seen in my life. Like, they would you don't have to develop mid laners, just buy the best. That's not how it works. That's what? Like, you could do that, or you could be like the NBA. Like, I've seen the NBA have a scorer. It's like so good, a player that's so good, and that he gets his big break on a bigger team after that one org developed him. People like Alvarez Iverson, is that his name? On the Bucks still? He's still on the Bucks, isn't he?
Yeah.
They developed that guy. He's still pretty good. Carmelo Anthony was developed on another team. He later on went to the Thunder. I would get a prosperous mid lane aspect, because mid lane is the most important position, but that's fine if you pair it with other things to make it work. I think support and jungle should be places where you can start, because Vulcan, like you said, was really good to split, and a lot of what Cloud9 did was around Vulcan too. So I would say have a good support, or if you want to buy it, if I had the money, so I would probably spend a decent amount in the support range and jungler, because I think those are really, really valuable points. I'd bring up a mid laner, because later on, when he's good, I can sell him off. Top lane, if I had some leftover money, and I could blow out like a superstar top laner, like someone in Korea, like Keen or Summit, that's fine. I'll bring him over. And and if I could bring up a Korean duo, like a Korean jungler who's willing to take a pay cut for like the first split to have some synergy with like Keen, Summit, or an unknown Korean top laner, do that. That's what I would take. Because then you're building, so you have a top lane jungle, so you have jungle and top synergy with the Koreans. Then, if you have a support that all he has to do, like, they don't have to talk to each other. All they have to do is just communicate effectively by certain pings. And, like, if we could just work on, like, translations and maybe get a Korean coach to help out with that, now you're working. Now you have, your support is good because you bought a good support. Now you have a really good rookie jungler, Korean jungler who's also ready. He's hungry. Korean top laner. He's already super stable. Knows what he wants. And you're just bringing up the mid laners. AD carry is interchangeable because, as you said before, AD carry is not like... AD carry is something you want to build around, but it's so rare to see an AD carry that's like Uzi level. Like nowadays moving forward. It's like seeing an AD carry at Uzi level is like, damn. That's like pretty not common though.
No, yeah, it's really rare. This is exactly why I said I want, for rookies, I would try to find a high prospect, both mid and jungle, because I would want to raise them together to get that synergy. So, by their second year, they've been playing with each other for a year. They've developed with each other. They're on the same page. And that helps a lot for that mid-jungle 2v2 synergy.
Or if you want to just go for, without the imports, because obviously you would go with some academy players. Go with the best academy player on each of the orgs. Put them all on one team. See how it goes. Because that's the thing, and I do agree with Grab says, it's there's no way someone's going to tell me in my own face that there's no rookies here that can be developed. That doesn't make sense. Then why do you have a league then? What's the point of having a league then? That's just stupid. That's just horrible. We have no rookies. All right, let's just quit. It's all over. Let's go home. We're not winning worlds. It's a 3.
Right.
Yeah, if there's no rookies here, okay, we're done. But take each academy player off the best team with that academy player and make a team out of it. Why not?
The problem is our academy is also filled of fucking has-beens. That's the problem. We need to just let go. Say, you guys can go be really important teams on fucking South American teams or some shit, or fucking Indonesian teams. Here's the thing. We need young blood, whether it be NA or. I'm perfectly fine with getting really young 16, 17-year-old EU players, bringing them over here, and basically raising them as NA talent. I'm perfectly fine with that. I just don't want to... Except half the time, we fucking import players from EU, or China, or Korea. They're past their prime, and I'm like, what are we trying to do here? As soon as we go to international events, these other regions have passed on these guys for a reason.
Yeah, you're right. You already know what you're gonna get, though. I just don't understand why people try to go after known commodity talent that they already know. You know what you're gonna get with players like Apollo. There's no there's just almost nothing you can really do with that. Or you know what you're gonna get with the player what's his name? I forgot his name. Froggen, like you said, right? What are these guys offering differently?
Nothing. Froggen's been playing the same 4 champions since season 2.
Jesus Christ. Oh god.
Come on, dude. Jensen, like we said, or Jensen and Bjergsen, probably the 2 best mid laners in North American history. Yeah, we imported them, but we imported them when they were so young. How many splits did Bjergsen even play in EU? I don't think he played any? Hold on.
That first one doesn't count, remember? That first one doesn't count because he came in when that team was no wins, right? He came in week 5 at that point. They didn't make playoffs. Ugh, good lord.
Yeah, I'm looking up his Wikipedia, or his Leaguepedia. Yeah, he played during Season 3 EU. He was unable to play with his team until the 3rd week of the split. And then he was only a substitute. And then, he played Summer Split with the Copenhagen Wolves, where he was alright. But then immediately after that, TSM signed him, and then since then, he's been an NA player. He's been an NA player for 6 years. I'm willing to say at that point, we picked him up and developed him as a region.
Ooh.
And then Jensen is rather the same. Here, I'm looking up Jensen.
Let's see, he's going through some shit. Oof, god damn, man. Hopefully we get better at stuff like that, man. I just want to have a region, at least if we don't get our solo queue better, at least can we get new players? I would like to see some new players there. I don't care if they fail the first, but I don't care. That's literally, it happens. All of us are rookies at some point at something. We're gonna be bad at it, but, that's just how it works. Okay. That's just how it works, it's when I first started doing YouTube content. I wasn't the best at it, but over time I learned and got better at it. What about, if someone just threw me away? I was nope, this guy sucks. It doesn't work. Path to partner.
Right.
Sorry, I'm just messaging my other partner in a stream starting at 9. Starting at Okay. Oh.
Yeah, Jensen. He played on Team Solo and Medbee. I don't think that was even a professional team. I think that was I think that might have been an amateur team. Anyway, Jensen. Yeah, we didn't pick him up super early into his career, but the majority of his career has been played over here. Like Jensen wasn't. Well, he started out as Incarnation, but Jensen was not Jensen until he was playing in North America. He got better over here.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, though.
Which,
yeah,
go ahead.
No. I was agreeing with you. It's like he didn't do he was playing EU, he was banned, but his career comes from here. You know,
right? Whereas you look at a guy like 100 or not 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves. Bang. Right, like Bang's best years were in Korea, and we picked him up at the end, like when he's past his prime. Like, what are we trying to do here? Like, we're picking up a has-been because we think like, oh, he's playing in a better region. He'll come over here and he'll be one of the best AD carries over here. Except here's the thing: once you're past your prime, even in a region like China or Korea, you're still gonna be on this downward trend and you're playing against worse opponents, so it's not like you're gonna keep improving. It's an issue. We need to stop all this. Well, like I said, we can keep importing, but import young, not over the hill.
Oh, but this has been good, man. I do have to head out, so anything you want to say before we close out?
Avatar: The Last Airbender is coming to Netflix. If you haven't watched it, absolutely watch it.
I have to rewatch it because I've actually genuinely forgot about that show over the years, man.
It's one of the best Western animated shows of all time. It's right up there with like Batman the Animated Series, and the Justice League cartoon was also incredible.
Are you Dirty Dan?
SpongeBob is also great. SpongeBob, though, is legit children's cartoon, whereas Avatar, I like to describe it as a for all ages show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was on Nickelodeon, but it had incredibly complex characters and story arcs, and just everything about it was such a high quality that absolutely adults can enjoy it. Honestly, they often get more out of it than kids because they can pick up on more of the themes and messages better than kids can. And especially, like, I didn't appreciate Zuko's character arc in Avatar nearly as much when I first saw it as a kid, until rather than how I appreciate it nowadays. It's honestly one of the best redemption arcs in Western animation history. Like, you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's so good. It's just like no Legend of Korra for me. I'm good. I watched that. It's yikes.
Here's the thing about Korra. Season 1 was pretty decent. It gets dragged down by the stupid love triangle in that show. It just dictates so much screen time, and it doesn't need to. It really doesn't. Season 2 was good until midpoint. The whole Dark Avatar thing was really cringy. Season 3 was really good, honestly, though, with the Red Lotus, with Zahir.
Yeah, I was okay with that.
That was good. And then Season 4 was better than Season 2, but as soon as the mech showed up, I'm like, we have jumped the shark here. I will give it some credit, though. People like to say Korra's a Mary Sue. She's not. Here's the thing: Korra gets her shit pushed in all the fucking time, and she struggles a lot. I don't necessarily think she's a great character, but she's definitely not a Mary Sue, and I think that's a bullshit label that people ascribe to her.
Oh god, that's the thing, because that comes from because you know where that comes from. Like that nowadays, people have been using that because of Rey. Not every girl's a Mary Sue. It's like you could just have legitimate bad character development. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, no, she is. She's good at everything without trying. She knew how to repair the Millennium Falcon better than Han Solo, and I'm just like, what? You mean the guy who's been flying the goddamn ship for 40 years? I don't buy that. She was way too good at force powers and lightsaber fighting. Way too fast. She basically never got trained, except Luke gave her like 3 days of... No, hold on. It wasn't even 3. It was 2 days. 2 days of training.
Do you really
and all of a sudden,
training, though?
Not really. Also, I was super pissed that she was able to beat Luke fucking Skywalker in a battle of any fucking kind. That was bullshit. Here's the thing. I liked Rey in the first movie. Here's what should have happened in the Force Awakens. She and Finn should have got their shit super pushed in by Kylo Ren, and they should have been saved by the ground giving way. Like, there are people say, "Oh, Kylo Ren got shot multiple times before he even fought them," and I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like, if a swordmaster is fighting a novice, even if the swordmaster has injuries, he's gonna beat the novice.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's just how it works.
Fencing, yeah, a high school fencing person who does fencing in high school is not gonna beat a master who competes in the Olympics, even if that guy has like both of his ankle sprains and a broken hand on his offhand. I don't buy it. like Kylo Ren was trained by Luke Skywalker and then trained by Snoke, who was apparently on the same level as a Sith Lord. It's like, no, she should have not had any chance in that fight whatsoever. That was my biggest gripe, as I felt like Kylo Ren was supposed to be your Darth Vader, right? When did Darth Vader lose a fight in the original trilogy?
That's what I thought too. He never lost.
He only lost in Return of the Jedi against Luke, after which Luke was training for 3 movies, and he finally was able to beat Vader.
You gotta admit, though, Mark Hamill's voice, oh my god, I'll never come back to play Luke. That voice that voice will kill me. That voice kills me every single time. It's like, imagine getting called Luke. J.J. Abrams like, hey Luke, do you want to appear in Last Jedi and just like ruin your career? Why, sure, why not?
Or do you want to shit on the legacy of Luke Skywalker? Oh, by the way, Luke Skywalker, who didn't give up on Darth Vader. He refused to kill his father, who, at this point, genocided a planet and has been turned to the dark side for decades. He didn't give up on him. But as soon as Kylo Ren was having some naughty thoughts, he considered murdering his nephew? Like, what?
Yeah,
that's not Luke Skywalker. That's not Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker is kind of like Naruto. He just doesn't give up on people. He thinks there's good in everyone at some point. I was like, wait a minute. He gave up on this guy so quick, though. And, like, he didn't even factor in his environment that he grew up in. He grew up in such a tragic way. And he just gave up on him. I was like, what the hell? It's not Luke Skywalker. And, like, dude, you know me. I'm not like the most biggest Star Wars fan. But even I can understand how these new movies aren't that good, you know?
No, The Force Awakens was a fine movie on its own. Unfortunately, The Last Jedi happened. And then The Rise of Skywalker, like, they tried, but the damage had already been done by The Last Jedi.
Yeah, community was so sour on after Last Jedi. They're like, let's just end this, get it over with.
Right, like, they should have just had J.J. Abrams been the director for 3 movies straight. And I feel like if he had a good second movie to build off of, it would have been better than what it was. Because he was sort of forced to bring in Palpatine because fucking Rian Johnson just killed your big bad for shock value in the second fucking movie. Like, are you kidding?
And then he attacked the fans. It was like people were. I do kind of feel bad for what's that Rise of Skywalker was because like it did have to do with the amount of backlash that film got. And dude, I was in the movie theater, man. I don't know how people clapped at Last Jedi. If you're a Star Wars fan, you do not clap at Last Jedi. You are disgusted with it. There's no like it has some good things about it. Yeah, but every bad movie has good things about it. Like I can name good scenes in bad movies. That doesn't mean it's a good movie overall.
And here's the thing. A third of The Last Jedi was this pointless fucking B-plot with them going around the casino bite planet with the most useless character of all time narratively, Rose Tico. Like, what was the point of her fucking character? I'm so confused.
It's such a race thing. It has to be a race thing, man.
Hold on. My favorite character of the new trilogy after the first movie was Finn. I really liked his character arc and his backstory. And then all of a sudden, like, he went from, oh, I'm just trying to escape the First Order, to, oh, man, I really like this girl, Rey. I guess I'll help her. And at the end of the first movie, he decided that he wanted to be a freedom fighter. And he was all in. He went through the Han Solo character arc. But then, in the beginning of the second movie, he's just trying to run again. As if his character arc in the first movie didn't fucking happen. Like,
see, that was the problem with having two different directors, was because having two different directors means you have two different visions on how things are supposed to play out. If you just kept J.J. Abrams through all three films, I don't think you get The Last Jedi as bad as it was, but you still get it to an okay sense. Like, to me, it's not like the best movie at all at any point, but it's like it would have been less bad with the same person. Like, I guess he trusted Rian Johnson to, like, no one could have predicted he'd do that stuff. No one could predict that. I was like, what am I even watching at this point? Like, this is like, I can't watch that movie again, man. It's a one-time. I'm never watching that movie again. I got what I got. Right. I'm good. I'm good.
Right, because you said that's where the whole character arc reset comes from, because they had two different directors, and apparently Rian Johnson didn't, like, either he didn't realize or he just didn't care that the character arc that Finn went through in the first movie is the exact same as they went through the second movie. Like, he just did the same thing, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, he should have just he was done. He became all in on the Resistance, and the second movie should have just been him doing things to help them the whole movie. Like,
oof, man. I hope in, like, years come, the fans' perception of Star Wars changes, because, like, it's really weird going from, like, what is considered, like, one of the best, if not the best, franchises of all time to how they're looked at now. It's like, it's a complete divide. Like, some people are, like, okay with it, but if you're real fans of that, you shouldn't be okay with that. You should be like, no, I don't like this. Like, it's okay to not like what they're giving you. Like, that's very acceptable. Like, if I don't like the direction they're going, I'm gonna say I don't like it. You don't have to just like everything they put out because you're respecting a creative vision. Everyone likes creative visions. It's like, but this vision is just bad. Narratively, story-wise, everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and then at the end of the fucking... And here's the other thing I just brought up. When did Darth Vader ever lose? Right?
Because he killed those sand people, right? Didn't he kill those sand people in, like, number...
Yeah, in the prequels, yeah, he fucking slaughtered an entire village of sand people because they fucking kidnapped his mother.
My man, Darth Vader. Good lord.
Well, thing is, from Episode 4, A New Hope, and Empire Strikes Back, like, he was just so imposing because in A New Hope, he beats Obi-Wan Kenobi in the lightsaber duel, and he is on Luke's ass in the Death Star assault. But the only reason why he doesn't get Luke is because Han comes out of nowhere and blindsides him. Something he wasn't expecting. So he doesn't exactly lose there, he just sort of got blindsided by Han. And then in the second movie, in Empire Strikes Back, he becomes even a bigger threat because he takes over Cloud City, Luke comes to fight him, and Luke gets hard stomped. Luke loses a hand for his troubles because he fought him before he was ready. And then, like I said, it's not until the third movie, until the climax, that he actually finally loses. And compare that to the new trilogy. All right, so who's your villain at the end of the second movie? You killed Snoke. The entire First Order command structure is totally incompetent. They're fucking made fools of for the whole movies. And then who's the big bad? Oh, it's Kylo Ren, who's already been having thoughts of turning. Like, I didn't buy for a second that he wouldn't turn.
You've been watching this even longer than I have, and even you can tell as a sensible fan, this is just bad storytelling, bad narratively, bad characters. Like, dude, but because the last thing I'd say before I gotta go, because my friend is here. To fix this, they're gonna have to take a break. Like, you gotta take a break. I mean, Mandalorian's okay.
Do side stories.
Yeah, Mandalorian's okay.
Mandalorian's really good, actually.
Mandalorian's fine because it's on TV, it's fine, but it's all like theatrical movies. Just give it like a couple years, Give it a couple years. Like,
I wanted to point this out. You know who's a really beloved character by the Star Wars fans who watched? Well, no. Ahsoka Tano she was a woman, and she was Anakin Skywalker's apprentice in the Clone Wars cartoon, and she existed, and she was still alive during the events of The Force Awakens. You know what you could have had her do? Instead of her not having a teacher when Luke rejected her, Luke could have said, "Oh, I know of this Force user called Ahsoka Tano. Maybe she can teach you." And then during the events, have a time skip instead of the movie taking immediately after The Force Awakens. Have a time skip where Rey is being taught by Ahsoka Tano, because she fought Darth Vader. She didn't win, but she fought him really hard during the events of the Clone Wars, post-Clone Wars cartoon. And you could say, well, that was her master. That's how she got so good. She trained under Ahsoka Tano for a year and a half, right? Then all of a sudden, her being as good as she is makes sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Have her be a mentor figure, but unfortunately, they didn't want to do that for whatever fucking reason.
Alright, guys, I will see you later. I'll talk to you later, man. Hope the off-season, guys, is rather lackluster. So, until the season starts back up again, we could just have pop culture talk. And I'm totally fine with that. So, So, next week, we'll do... Oh, yeah! You said you wanted to do the MCU list. Our top 5 MCU films.
Right.
Yes, do you want to do top 10? No, let's do top 10. We'll do top 10 MCU movies. Okay?
Right, and I could also talk for hours.
I could...
By the way, greatest film trilogy of all time is Lord of the Rings movies. Don't fucking at me. I can talk for hours why they're the greatest trilogy of all time.
Not the Hobbits, right? Those are pretty bad.
No, those don't exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, most of all enjoy. And I am signing out. Peace. See you next week, dude.
Hi there, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.